I'm excited to finally be able to offer Letybo to you and to the rest of the United States. So what is Letybo? Letybo is a Korean neurotoxin made by Hugo Pharmaceuticals, and it's been available in Korea for many years. It's in 65 countries. Interestingly, they got FDA approval for use in the United States in February 2024, but they only started selling it in the US about a week ago. So I am fortunate to get my hands on this and offer it to my patients. Now, this is an FDA approved product, but how does it work in Korea? Well, just to give you some background, it's called Botulax in Korea. It is Korea's most popular neurotoxin. Beats Botox by Allergan, Xeomin by Merz, Dysport by Galderma, and a bunch of other names. Interestingly, it is made in Korea, and to me, the profile is very similar to Dysport. So what does that mean? To reconstitute it and to ship it, it's shipped very cold, and it has to be mixed with fluid before I can start using it. In terms of how it works, the efficacy, it seems to be the same as everything else. So specifically, it doesn't like overfreeze or underfreeze the muscles. Rather, it works just as well as Xeomin, Botox, or Dysport. Finally, in terms of duration of action, it definitely seems to last about 3 to 4 months, which is in line with Xeomin, Botox, and Dysport. What's different about it is that it does seem to act a little like Dysport in terms of how quickly it starts working. So Dysport, as we know, tends to start working in a couple days. This is the same with Letybo. It tends to work in like 1 to 4 days, which is really great if you're a patient. So the FDA has approved Letybo for use in the glabella, in other words, between the eyebrow. Of course, off-label use can be anywhere else in the face, which is pretty common. I've asked all of my Korean friends, including plastic surgeons and dermatologists and aesthetic doctors, if they like Letybo, and they all love it. They view it as a much lower cost alternative to some of the bigger brand name multinationals that exist in Korea. Now remember, Korea has over 70 plus different brand names of neurotoxin. So they've had multiple options for a long time. The fact that Letybo is Korea's #1 neurotoxin means something to me. So what does this mean for you as a patient? I think overall, if you're gonna stick to what you have, you should have lower costs long term. I think this is gonna be a big shakeup in the US market where costs will, for consumers, finally go down in terms of being able to deliver anti-wrinkle injections. As a doctor, I also am excited for one big reason. I can finally offer larger procedures that are available in Korea, but are pretty expensive or pricey in the United States. So one of my favorite procedures is in general to actually inject more Botox in other areas of the face. I'm talking about the pebbly chin area, the muscles or DAO muscles that cause frowning, where if we inject those two areas, you actually frown a little less and you look a little younger. Nefertiti neck lift, in other words, injecting the neck muscles, the platysma muscles here, as well as the muscles directly underneath your jawline. This will actually give you a slight lift and also help reduce wrinkles in those areas. Finally, if you have large master muscles or simply want a slightly slimmer face, the muscles that you can feel when you clench actually can be made a little smaller and they'll clench a little less. It's not like I'm offering new areas. I can already do these areas today. The issue is that it drives up the cost because Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport is relatively expensive. If I can deliver the same number of units but at a lower price, or if I can give you more units, more areas for the same price that you're currently paying, I think that's a win-win for consumers as well as for doctors like me who enjoy giving you a more wholesome, holistic approach to facial rejuvenation. I think one of the downsides is something that maybe consumers don't care about, but I do think that some med spas may be in trouble. So if you're the type of med spa owner or injector where you're actually delivering mainly Botox and not much else, you don't really have any value add with other procedures, then your profit margins are obviously going to fall, and this may affect you. There are a couple other cool combination procedures with Botox. So specifically with Botox glass skin facial, and I guess I shouldn't say Botox, I should say neurotoxin glass skin facial. I'm able to deliver 50 to 100 units, delivered just underneath your skin, all over your face. This helps a little with wrinkling, but the main effect is really to mix it with other factors like hyaluronic acid, other supplements, and actually improve your skin quality. Your skin will glow, it will actually have fewer pores, and should stay that way for about 5-6 months. This is a pretty common procedure in Korea. This is not a common procedure in the US because the cost would be pretty high. I'm hopeful that with the lower cost of Letybo, I can offer this type of facial to more and more of my patients. So to wrap it up, I do think this is going to be a cost-effective neurotoxin alternative. I strongly believe in the product, even though I really technically haven't used it. My friends all love it in Korea, and I don't have a large patient population yet. I just started using it because they just started selling it to the US market this week. I'm eager to share my results as time goes by. And if you have any questions about this product, please let me know. If you like this video, here's another video that may interest you. And as always, thanks so much for watching.